Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to predict the Champions League. It is back and we are on to match day 6. It is getting crunch time. And if you guys are the Champions League, smash the like, hit the big red subscribe button, and we're just going to get straight into the predictions. And hopefully I can get as many right as possible. Let's go. Kairat Almaty begin this week with a 3:30 kickoff in the UK. They're taking on Greek champions Olympiacos, both of them winless in the Champions League this year. Will either of them get their first win, or will both of them remain winless? And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Both of them are going to remain winless. Kairat Almaty are going to get themselves a draw. Olympiacos just have not been good enough, but did a very good match against Real Madrid. They scored 3 goals. I mean, Madrid scored 4, so they lost, but they still gave it a really good go, scored some good goals as well, and took the lead in that game. They'll probably win, but I'm going to go with a draw. 1-1 in this game in Kairat. Bayern Munich take on Sporting Portugal. Sporting Portugal are doing okay, but Bayern Munich are coming off a defeat against Arsenal, and realistically they were not good enough in that game, and Arsenal were way better. And Sporting came off a very, very good win themselves at Estadio Jose Alvara. Going away to the Allianz Arena after Bayern Munich were beaten in the last game, this is a big, big challenge, even for a club as good as Sporting Club de Portugal. Bayern Munich are going to win this game, I think, quite relatively easy. Sorry, Sporting fans, it's just not your time to play Bayern Munich. Maybe if you played them at home, might have been a different story, especially on another match week. But I'm going to go with Bayern Munich to win by 3-1. Sporting to do themselves proud, but Bayern Munich to run out winners. Galatasaray take on AS Monaco. A shock defeat for Galatasaray, and Monaco themselves drew 2-2 with Pavos. But they did beat PSG in Ligue 1, so they are on a little bit of confidence. But that is at home, and Monaco are good at home, but not good away. But they're playing at home, so I do think Monaco have the upper hand in this game. I think Galatasaray are a better team, a better organised outfit, but a very, very shock defeat for them in the last match day. And that means now they're on 9 points, and it's all to play for. They've got to go there and win, but I just think Monaco are at home. They've got a good win against PSG at home. They drew to City, drew to Tottenham at home, so I think they get their first home win. And that is what they're going to do. I think Monaco are going to win this one by 2-1. It's going to be close. Maybe a Pogba goal if he can get on the pitch. Who knows? But Monaco at home are a different animal. And I think they're going to win this game and upset Galatasaray. Atalanta welcome Chelsea. Now, this is going to be a good game. A very tough game. Chelsea did beat Barcelona, though, but have been a little bit slow in the Premier League. Got a good draw against Arsenal in the same week, but shockingly lost to Leeds, and most recently drew 0-0 to Bournemouth. Atalanta in the last match day, a comprehensive victory away at Frankfurt, and I do think that this game has got a draw written all over it. Chelsea were a good team, but Atalanta, if any team are going to win, I think Atalanta might do this one. I do think Chelsea are better in cup competitions, more consistent in that than they are in the league. They really did stuff Barcelona quite convincingly at Stamford Bridge, and I could see them going there and win, but I just think a draw, because I can see both teams winning. So let's stick it in the middle and go for 1-1. Always a safe bet. Atalanta, they're going to cause Chelsea problems, particularly in the final third. We're going to have to see how that Chelsea defence can hold out, but I'm going with a draw. Barcelona versus Frankfurt. I will be at this match if Barcelona let me. At the moment, they're not letting anybody else buy tickets, so there's not 55,000 Frankfurt fans in the Barcelona end. So we're going to see what happens with that. Hopefully I'll be there. If I am, you'll see a vlog. If not, then I'll be outside the stadium, probably having some beers on Las Ramblas. But it's going to be a good game nevertheless. Frankfurt are terrible and Barcelona need a win. They battered Real Betis in this week in La Liga. Did go 1-0 down, but next minute ended up 5-1 or 4-1 up. Betis did pull it back and it finished 5-3. But Barcelona need a fight back. They were beaten to PSG. They were beaten to Chelsea. They are top of La Liga at the time of recording. I think Real Madrid can go 1 point behind them if they beat Celta Vigo tomorrow, and I'll be at that match. But I do think they need to get their form back in the Champions League, and this is a perfect game at home to be able to do that. Frankfurt obviously will travel in numbers, try and break into every single section of the stadium, just like they did in their winning Europa League run when they went to Camp Nou and took it over. It was all white in that stand, but I think Barcelona will win this game quite convincingly and score a couple of goals in the time as well. I'm going to go Barcelona 5, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. I don't think Frankfurt are good, and I think that Barcelona will win this game easily. Inter play Liverpool at San Siro, and we don't know what Inter Milan are really going to show up. Is it going to be the defensive stability one, or is it going to be one in which Liverpool can get at and make them vulnerable? But for me, I think Inter are a well-oiled team. Bit boring to watch, which I always say, but a very well-oiled mechanical team nevertheless. Liverpool just look in disarray. They look absolutely gone. Anybody calling for Schlott's head, right, needs to stop. Okay, it's not a good set of results. Did we turn on Pep Guardiola after City's results were worse than what Liverpool are going through right now? We lost we were losing. You guys are at least drawing. We lost, I think, 11 games in 12 and only won 1. We didn't draw except with the Feyenoord game, but in that game we were 3-0 up and bottled it 3-3. City's run last year is way worse than what you Pool fans are on right now. Absolutely by far. So don't turn on the manager yet. I think he's definitely got things to prove. So we'll have to see how that runs out. But I do think Liverpool will lose this game. Inter will win it. I'm going to go Inter Milan 1, Liverpool 0. I don't think that Liverpool attack is flying in. Salah's got to play, otherwise he's going to turn on the team, which will not be good for a legend to turn on the team and on the manager like that, because he called out Schlott while he's been benched 3 times, which is not good. Ekitike looks good, 2 goals against Leeds. Isak obviously got his first goal against West Ham. Liverpool did at least win that one. But they just look in disarray at the moment, Liverpool. They need to sort that defence out. Konate and Van Dijk look liabilities. Kirkes doesn't know how to defend. Frimpong isn't playing well. And when Szoboszlai plays him right back, he's not a right back and he needs to play in midfield. He's one of Liverpool's best players this season. But I think Inter will just keep him out. That defence at Inter is very, very good, and Inter are going to win this game by a goal to 0. PSV Eindhoven take on Atletico de Madrid. Atletico got a fantastic win against Inter Milan in the last one, and I think they'll keep up the momentum. PSV is a very difficult place to go, particularly at Philipsstadion. I don't think that'll be a test though for Simeone. I think they'll get through this. I'm going to go Atletico de Madrid to win this game by 2 goals to 1. I think they're just too strong. PSV are a good team, had some good results, don't get me wrong. Obviously, the Napoli game stands out. But for me, I think Atleti are too strong. Tottenham take on Slavia Prague. Should be an easy win. Should be an easy win for Spurs. We're going to go with it. A quite easy Tottenham win. 2-0 to the Lily Whites at home. They got a good win at home to, who did they play? Brentford. Thomas Frank's old team. So he knows how to play against them. Xavi Simons showed up. A goal and assist for him. Time for him to start living up to his price tag. But Tottenham to win comfortably 2-0. Union Saint-Gilloise take on Marseille. Marseille have an absolutely fantastic win against Newcastle. 2 goals by Obama Blugklayang against Newcastle. You just knew that Newcastle were going to lose that game. Newcastle beat all of the big sides, but when they go away to somebody not that big, but still big enough and remotely decent in the Premier League terms, Bournemouth, Brighton, teams like that, Marseille fit into that category. They lose. And it was a great win, though, for Marseille, coming from a goal down from Harvey Barnes to win by 2 goals to 1. Aubameyang with the winners. And I think Marseille will continue the run, and they'll go to Union Saint-Gilloise and win. I'm going to go 2-0 to Olympique de Marseille, and hopefully the guys can get a result heading into the next one against Liverpool, and I will be there, back in my Marseille jersey, doing the Jules, ready to rock and roll. Allez, l'OM. Qarabag take on Ajax. Ajax are winless. Qarabag, I think, are going to win, which is going to be good because they've been a really good surprise package to watch in the Champions League. Good draw against Chelsea, and then I continually say about how good they were against Benfica. So I'm going to go Qarabag to win this one in Azerbaijan by 2 goals to 0. Ajax are winless. Shocking. Can't score. Can't not score. Can't stop letting in goals. They're terrible. I'm going with a win for Qarabag. Villarreal take on Copenhagen. This is going to be interesting because I don't think Villarreal have been bad at all, particularly in the league. Their league form have been excellent, but in the Champions League, they've really struggled to pick up some results. And yeah, I'm quite disappointed, but they are quite good in La Liga, which is weird. But they were battered to Dortmund in the last game, absolutely fried by the Germans, which going away to Dortmund and losing is no shame, but I think it was with the manner. They were just not in that game whatsoever. And they're doing so well in La Liga, which is just insane to see to me. But they are playing against a revelated Copenhagen team after scraping past Kairat Almaty by 3 goals to 2. I think this one has got a draw written all over it. But surely, if Villarreal want to stay in the competition and get to the knockout playoff round, they have got to win this game. But I'm going to go with a draw. 1-1 in Villarreal. The Yellow Submarine needs to start ploughing through that water. I was thinking of a metaphor there for submarine and water for Villarreal to get going, but they need to get going, otherwise they're going to be eliminated. Athletic Bilbao take on PSG. Oh, PSG. Tuza Shamba. I don't even know it. I think I know how to spell it, but I don't want to say it just in case I get it wrong because you guys will take the mick. But this is going to be a big game for PSG. Going to Bilbao is not easy. Arsenal made light work of it, but did struggle for 70 minutes. They have the attack with the Williams brothers that can easily punish you in Bilbao. But I think PSG are way too strong for Bilbao. Will go there and will make a statement. They need a statement after a couple of bad performances in both competitions. Obviously, the Bayern Munich game, they've not shaken off. I know they battered Tottenham, but still conceded 3 goals in that game, mind you. Two of them to their old player, Kolo Muani. Obviously lost to Monaco in Ligue 1. They did win tonight in Ligue 1. I don't know who they were playing. They were at home. They were 2-0 up the last time I looked, so I presume they held on there. And they just need to get cooking. This is the time of the year where PSG, like last year, started to make a little bit of a move, mainly in January, but maybe they make a move in this game. I'm going to go Bilbao 0, PSG 4. I think PSG are going to make a big statement and get some big goals and a big win in Bilbao. Bayer Leverkusen take on Newcastle. This is the type of game in which Newcastle are going to lose. Bayer Leverkusen were brilliant against City in the last match day. I did not expect that, but we were bobbins. At least we turned a corner a little bit with a good win. 3 wins in the last 3 in the Premier League, albeit defensively we were poor, with the exception of the Sunderland game. I'm really pleased with that performance, but we'll get on to the big game at the end. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Of course, make sure to keep watching for my prediction on that one. But this is a type of game in which Newcastle lose. They go to a decent team. They're never going to win the Champions League, Leverkusen, and obviously they've still lost a hell of a lot of players, but they played so well against City that I think Newcastle are going to struggle, and I think Newcastle are going to lose, just like they did in Marseille. Bayer Leverkusen, I'm going to go with a 2-1 win against Newcastle. This is the type of game in which Newcastle, if they want to show that they compete at the top, they need to be beating these teams, and City unfortunately fall into that category. We need to be winning those games. This has put a lot of pressure on us to go to the Bernabeu due to the loss against Leverkusen. Leverkusen are no mugs, but if they score first, Newcastle, I think Leverkusen are going to have to come out and Newcastle could play through them. So we're going to have to see, but I think Newcastle are going to lose by 2-1. I think Leverkusen will score first, produce the same tactics as City. Newcastle got enough quality to be able to score. Maybe Bruno Guimaraes scores direct from a corner again. Who knows? But Leverkusen win. Trust me. Benfica, Napoli. Should be a Napoli win. I think it will be a Napoli win. 2-0 to Napoli. And let's move swiftly on. Borussia Dortmund take on Bodo Glimt. Great win for Dortmund. Still only the defeat of the competition was against City at the Etihad. And we absolutely battered them, which is brilliant. But have not looked back since. A great win against Villarreal. Decent win against Bilbao as well. Signal Iduna Park. They do look a threat, Dortmund, especially in the attack. Guirassy is the man. They did miss 2 penalties, though, against Villarreal, Fabio Silva and Guirassy, so we're going to have to see. Hopefully they've been working on their spot kicks. This should be an easy win for them. Bodo Glimt are no mugs, but I think they're better at home in the Arctic Circle on the AstroTurf. So I'm going to go 3-1 to Borussia Dortmund for the Yellow Wall to take a win. Bruges take on Arsenal. This is going to be tough. Arsenal obviously lost to Aston Villa and were never in that game. I thought Villa were absolutely excellent and fully deserved the win, albeit it was a bit dramatic at the end. But Arsenal is a difficult place to go, Bruges, as Barcelona will tell you that was a crazy game, and I think Arsenal could drop their first points of the Champions League here. They are currently at the top, unbeaten, 5 wins, no, 5 wins out of 5, yes, I was right, 5 wins out of 5 for Arsenal, and a brilliant statement win against Bayern Munich. They need to turn the corner, but for me, when Arsenal lose a game, they lose another one next. So I'm going with a draw. I don't think they'll get beat to Bruges, but I do think Bruges are a very, very underrated team. Bruges away, tough place to go. Watch your back, Arsenal fans, because the seats in the Bruges away end are lethal and spiky and broken, so please be careful. But what a game this should be. This should be a good one. I'm going to go with Bruges 2, Arsenal 2. I know Arsenal haven't conceded more than 1 goal in a single game in the Champions League so far, but I think they'll concede 2, just like they did against Villa, and it'll be a draw. Trust me, I reckon I'm cooking on this. Juventus versus Pavos. Pavos look good at home, struggle away, should be a Juve win. 1-0 to the Italians. Classic Italian performance. Juve to win. It's time for the big boy. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. The annual meet of the 2 most successful teams in the past 4 years, 5 years I would say, in the Champions League. They have both been absolutely insane. This has been the Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich Champions League game you got every year that you just watched in front of ITV on Tuesday night with Clive Tilsley and Andy Townsend commentating, with Ramos sending his penalty to outer space, with goals like Ian Robbins, absolute blinder. What a game this is going to be. And we've had some classics over the years. 2 goals in the last minute for Rodrigo. We had De Bruyne and Vinicius Jr. beauties at the Bernabeu before City battered Madrid by 4-0. Then we had penalty heartbreak for City, and Madrid went on to win the Champions League after an absolute cracker at the Bernabeu. 3-3 was the score then. Mbappe scored a hat-trick last year, and more last-minute heartbreak for City, with Real Madrid going through in the knockout playoff round to be eventually beaten by Arsenal, which is crazy. And this year, we meet again. And surely it's time for City to win at the Bernabeu, isn't it? Surely it's time for a vulnerable Madrid team to be beaten by Manchester City. The last time that we won at the Bernabeu, Gabriel Jesus and KDB scored goals in a 2-1 win in which we battered them from start to finish. But Isco somehow gave them the lead against the run of play through a mistake. We all know how good Real Madrid are. We all know you just can never underestimate them in any game that they play, especially in the Champions League. But they are here for the taking. The way that we played against Sunderland, the way that we're playing, we're looking good. But the problem is, if we play like we did against Bayer Leverkusen, we've got no chance. But I don't see Pep making 9 changes in the game. The only issue that I think that's going to kill us is Matteo Nunes against Vinicius Jr. We always had Kyle Walker back in our prime to be able to man-mark Vinicius Jr. and to make him ineffective. With that one time where Fernandinho had to come in for an injured Walker, in which he put him on his backside and ran the whole length of the pitch and scored. Vinicius always loves a goal against City, as does Kylian Mbappe. Scored in the game at the Etihad, scored a hat-trick the last time that we played him. I do think Madrid's attack is better than ours, and our defence is terrible. So that is a big problem. That is a big problem. But Madrid have really been struggling this season in La Liga. Different story, though, in the Champions League, but still conceded 3 goals in their last game against Olympiacos. So I don't really know what to predict. I would be happy with a draw. I think we can go there and get a draw, which we've done over the course of time. Madrid are probably going to win because they're at home. It's at the Bernabeu. I've bigged it up saying we got a chance, and then usually when I say that, we don't have a chance and get beat. But it's away, and that Leverkusen game has not done us any favours. I can't believe Pep made 9 changes. Kujanov, I think, needs to play it right back. I know Mbappe scored a hat-trick, but had a great game the last time that we played at the Bernabeu. Did mark out Vinicius Jr., just Mbappe did everything, and our defence really couldn't deal with it. And the starting 2 was Diaz and Gvardiol, and they're going to start again, and I do think that Mbappe's going to cause those 2 a problem. Josko Gvardiol's playing great, scored 2 goals. One against Sunderland and one against Fulham, which is great. No leads. So we'll have to just see how they fare. I think Haaland is due a couple of goals against Real Madrid, due a couple of good performances, and I do think Jeremy Doku against Trent Alexander-Arnold or Danny Carvajal, depending who plays, could be the key battle. If he plays Savinho on the right with Nunes, we're in trouble. But I do think Cherki had a great game against Sunderland, Rabona assist, and has that chance to take on Carreras. Carreras has looked good. That goal in the top corner kind of sums up how his season are going. Man United have had a mare letting him go, but Jeremy Doku versus Trent, Vinny versus Nunes, and Mbappe against Gvardiol, Diaz, and Haaland against Militao. Rudiger's back now, which is not good because he always has a good game against City and injures KDB, but we don't have KDB anymore, which is dead. This is going to be so close. So I'm going with a draw, 2-2. Just the teams to just go at each other, just absolutely kill each other. Both defences to be picked apart by 2 decent attacks. Do think the Madrid attack shades ours, and that might be the difference in this game. But I'm going to go 2-2. I think City, we're better in midfield. I think if Bellingham doesn't have a good game, which is prone to happen, and Nico Gonzalez takes hold of the midfield like he's been doing, then we have really got a chance, and Phil Foden might be the difference in that midfield, a goal-scoring threat, and he is back on form. Another goal against, 2 goals against Fulham, a goal against Sunderland, and a goal against Leeds. So 4 goals in his last 3. Very, very good stuff. So, and he does love a goal against Madrid. Remember that rocket. We'll have to see if it can happen. But fingers crossed, draw at the Bernabeu. It's going to be a great game. Of course I'm going to be there. It's going to be sick. So there are my Champions League predictions for match day 6. As normal, drop yours in the comments below. Can City stun the Bernabeu? Will Arsenal continue at the 100% flying rate? Can 55,000 Frankfurt fans take over Barcelona again? Who knows? But it's the greatest competition in world football, and it's back again. And I'm buzzing for match day 6. Like and subscribe, and love the Champions League.